How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about Tales from the Darkside. This is Season 2, Episode 24, and this one's entitled The Casavin Curse. And this is the Season 2 finale. I can't believe it. We watched all the Season 2 episodes already. If there is anyone out there that's watched all of these all the way through, thank you for all the support. This comes from July 13th, 1986, and the last one, episode 23, was on May 25th, so for whatever reason they skipped like a month and a half. I don't know, I think they did that with the last season as well. The last episode or something was a lot later than the rest of them. Maybe they're trying to provide a bridge to the next season or something. I don't know. Anyway, this was directed by Frank De Palma and written by Edithe Swensen. It stars Joe Cortese, Catherine Parks, Scott Lincoln, and Julie Ariola. In this, a woman awakens to find that her lover has been murdered, and she says that she did it because of an ancient family curse that forbids her from loving anyone. The police psychologist doesn't believe in curses, thinks it's delusional, and starts to fall for the beautiful woman, thus putting himself in danger. And overall, I really liked this episode. It was a good supernatural mystery, and I really do like that where it could go either way. You know, you don't see that all the time. Like Stephen King's Outsider, in that book, you didn't know if it was going to be supernatural or realistic. And I do like, you know, when you do something like this, when, you know, you set up, it's like, this is Darkside, there could be a monster, we've done monsters before, but we'll also present a logical explanation, logical, realistic, but still messed up. So I do like not knowing if it's going to be a real curse or if there's a mystery afoot, and I think that's pretty cool. So I really did like that. And also a classic horror episode, you know, a rich family in a big haunted mansion with a dreadful curse. Great classic anthology horror stuff. Although I guess I should mention, one of the flaws with this episode, the mansion does feel very set-like, you know? It would have been a lot better if they had found a real old mansion and just shot on location. Yeah, the set's a little campy, but not that bad. And overall, that's really one of the few complaints with this, because I thought this was pretty cool. That being said, I looked on IMDb and it had kind of a low rating, not terrible for how picky IMDb is, but it's way better than what they said. I mean, it's not one of the biggest and the best episodes in the season, and I feel like, you know, when you get Darkside, when they have like a big star, or whenever Romero, Savini, or King steps in, we all know those are going to be like the biggest, best episodes, and we all look out for those. But I do like the pleasant little surprises, you know, and it's not as great as a really good pleasant surprise like Levitation or something, but overall a really solid episode and a pretty good way to go out for the season. Overall, I really did like it. Classic anthology horror stuff, a good bit of fun, and, you know, a good story. Yeah, not the best thing ever, but hey, I thought it was cool. Anyway, without further ado, I want to analyze this episode a little deeper. I'll be avoiding the major spoilers, so I won't be talking about the end bits, but I do want to take a minute and analyze it in more depth. So without further ado, a little bit about the plot. We open up with this girl, and she is in her nightgown, sitting beside the bed in a state of shock. And there's blood everywhere. Her boyfriend has been killed, and the maid is knocking at the door, wanting in, and she's not responding. And yeah, I guess I should mention right away, a lot of blood. I don't know if you could get this on TV nowadays because ratings boards just flip out over blood. But really cool to see this horrific scene, you know. They do this thing where they pan down and you see the red, and then you see a wine bottle and you go, oh, okay, it's just wine, right? Then they pan past that and you're like, nope, that is psych, it is blood. And then when you get to the boyfriend, he's absolutely been wrecked as well. Stabbed several times in the back. Lots of carnage, pretty beautiful. Brutal, sorry. Pretty brutal. And yeah, it is quite the mess. But anyway, the police come and she is confessing. She's saying she's been cursed and she wants to be locked up so that she can't hurt anyone again. She said, this happened to my last boyfriend as well. I've been cursed, but the police aren't inclined to believe her. It was just so brutal, they can't believe this relatively nice young woman would do something like that. And they're going on the theory that she's in a state of shock, whatever she saw was horrific, and she's just saying this. Which, maybe. You know, she is very rich, and that in turn might get some special treatment. I don't know. Personally, I feel that whenever the police are presented with an easy suspect, they usually just go for that one, you know? So I don't know if they'd really be this lenient, but they do get a psychologist on the scene. So there's the lead detective and a psychologist, and there's this really funny joke I do like where the psychologist sees the dead body and goes, what happened to him? And then the detective just says, he died. They do elaborate on that, but I just love the plain and simple humor there, you know? But anyway, they explain that the cousin of this girl lives with her. They're the last two Casavins, or Casavins. They're the last two of their line. They live together in this big mansion, and he's going to be coming home soon, and that's going to be a little bit of trouble because he is really rich and he is really powerful, and he's going to shoo us out of here. And when this guy comes in, he does play the character pretty well as someone who is big and powerful and thinks they're above the law, and really, for all intents and purposes, technically kind of is. And he manages to shoo them out of the house, but the psychiatrist and the girl start meeting in secret. He wants to help her. He believes the curse is all in her head, and if they go through some therapy, we can find out what really happened that night. Who really killed her boyfriend? Well, eventually, the rich guy does find out and says, hey, you have that doctor-patient confidentiality thing. Let me tell you the truth. And he says the family legend. And according to the family legend, like 100 years ago or something, there was this guy, their ancestor, who was really, really rich. I mean, not rich. It was this guy, it was their ancestor, and he was married to a gypsy. And there was this royal lady, a lady who was really rich, and she falls in love with him, and she says, leave your wife, join me, you'll be rich, you'll be successful, you'll be a royal. So he goes and asks his wife for a divorce, but the gypsy woman says, no divorce, you can't leave me. So he resorts to murdering her. And in her last breath, she cursed him and all his descendants. So every one of his descendants, the curse is, anyone you love, you'll kill them. As long as the Casavin name is still on the earth, you will never find love. That's a pretty deep curse. You always gotta hate those curses that go after all the descendants because they didn't do anything, but if you really want to screw this guy over, I guess. But anyway, that's their explanation for it, and he has to kind of figure out, is that real? And as I hinted at earlier, I do like that idea of not knowing if the curse is real or not, and it is Darkside. It really could go either way. This could be a mystery with a dark angle, or it could be a curse, and you say, oh, what are the odds, because this is Darkside, that it is real, because Darkside has to be horror, Darkside has to be messed up, Well, the theory, when you see what reality could be, a little bit of a spoiler, because, I mean, it's a theory. I don't consider it a spoiler unless I actually say which one it is. But the theory, when we get into if it is real, is that it would be her cousin, and the cousin is in love with her. So, yeah, a little bit incesty, but the cousin might be killing off these men in order to keep her all for himself. And yeah, either way, curse or not, it's a dark story, and I do like where either or is a good option, and you have to wait and see how it plays out. And I won't spoil which one it is, but I really do like how this episode ends, and when it tells us what exactly is going on. I do like the ending as well. I think it's pretty cool. But overall, I thought this was a good, solid episode to round out the series, you know. Like I said, very classic anthology horror. Definitely like something you could have seen in a comic magazine, you know. And I really do like the feel it has. Old, rich family, cursed, big haunted house, which I wish was a little more realistic, and trying to solve the mystery. I thought it was pretty cool, but that being said, yeah, not one of the absolute best episodes, but I don't know, it's one I liked. I thought it was nice. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Tales from the Darkside playlist, and as of now, I have reviewed every episode in Season 1, as well as every episode of Season 2, so if you want to see me talk about a specific Tales from the Darkside episode from those 2 seasons, those will be in the playlist that's about to pop up, and I hope to get to more soon. I also have a Season 1 overview, as well as the Joe Hill comic and the Christmas episodes. I did those a little bit early, and Christmas season is coming. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Darkside playlist should have popped up. Have a good day now.